So I just filmed a video for my Daphne Heather's YouTube channel. It is almost noon, and I want to do this intro really quick because I may not be able to get to the rest of the video until a little later because I have some things that I want to do. But I just kind of wanted to do a little daily vlog because I had planned on submitting or posting some videos in July, but I had a lot of life stuff going on. I had a lot of things on my to-do list. I had someone I was very close with in the hospital, so I just wasn't able to spend the time to film, edit, and post. So I'm trying to do that this month. And I'm basically going to do a sort of late mid-year reset on all the different things of my life and my goals. So hopefully you get something out of it. Hopefully you learn something. Hopefully it's entertaining. I don't know. We'll just see where this video takes us. I meant to do this, about a week ago actually, but I got really busy. So I guess I'll just do it now. I'm going to do a little mid-year reset, which is kind of late, but that's okay. I'm going to go over a few questions, and yeah, it's going to be kind of short. So describe last month in one word. Honestly, it was tragic because a lot happened, and I'll just kind of keep it at that. I don't really want to share too much personal information. And I do want to keep this more upbeat and not so, low mood. But on a happier note, what did you accomplish? I did actually sign up for a yoga class. And when I say yoga class, I mean I am trying to get my 200-hour certification in yoga. So I am currently taking steps toward that. I think I actually finished the introduction, and I'm going to move on to the crux of the class. So I'm really excited about that, and I will film what I can of the process and show you. I would say that's probably the only thing that I was able to accomplish last month, unfortunately. What lessons did you learn? I'm going to revisit that later. Reflect on each monthly and or quarterly goal. So I do have 3 school goals, 4 career goals, 1 personal goal, and 3 health goals that I have that were active for this year. For the school goals, my first goal, or one of my goals, I should say, was to start learning a second language, which I did start. I actually started Korean. I think I chose this language last year. I have a short video on it, so if you want to see how I chose the language that I'm now trying to learn, I will leave that linked below. But I did get started on it. I did have to derail though because my focus had to go to other things, but hopefully I'll get back on track with that at some point. My second goal for school was to maintain a level 3 in Spanish because I feel like if I worked so hard to get to level 3 in Spanish because it was required, I do want to maintain that level since I did work so much for it, and I do find myself using it sometimes when I need it. Yeah, I would say I'm doing fairly well still in that department. I do want to watch or read a book in Spanish or something just to try and keep that level up and to refresh myself on vocabulary. And then I actually would like to go into a master's program, and I'm currently working on the process for that. I looked over the application process on where I want to go, and I'm just kind of gathering some preliminary information, asking questions, and yeah, I'm hoping to submit everything so that way I can get in sooner rather than later because I do want to start as soon as possible. And I'm going to get a drink of water because my mouth is dry. Okay, so for career goals, I'm not going to share one because it's not going to happen this year anyway. It was yoga related. Publish one poem book. I don't know if I'm going to actually get to publish one poem book. I will, maybe, or maybe not. It may have to wait until next year because I feel like with this next career goal, as well as yoga and trying to get into a master's program, I just have a lot on my plate. So I don't want to fill my plate up too much. So if it happens, great, but I'm not really planning on it happening. So if it doesn't, that's perfectly fine with me. I can always roll that goal over to the next year. Find an education job because I do really want to get into education somehow. And I'm actually working toward this. I am currently filling out paperwork for something. So, and it is quite a lot. But hopefully the rewards will be good. And yeah, I'm just continuing on that path. And then my fourth career goal is to become a yoga instructor, which is something I'm actively working on. I signed up for the class. So once I finish that class and then get certified, I'm sure I can be a yoga instructor sometime soon, hopefully. I'm planning on that being done this year. And then for personal goals, I wanted to read 6 books, any books, whatever, 6 books I could finish. I left it kind of open-ended because I didn't know how the year was going to go. So I am currently reading 3 books. I know that's a little crazy. I'm normally reading no more than 2, I would say, but one is kind of I don't know if I would consider it a self-help, but yeah, it's kind of a slower read for that reason. The other 2 are quick fiction type reads. And doing pretty well, I would say, on that goal. I can still finish that conceivably. And then I have 3 health goals. Well, one is pertaining to just setting an appointment and getting that done, and then just a couple others. And I don't want to share too much information on that because that is getting a little bit personal. So yeah, those are basically my goals for this year. Not too many and not too difficult, I would say. How can I improve for next month? For now, I'm just going to say go with the flow to avoid stress and enjoy life. Since July was a tough month, I'm trying to give myself some grace. How did I step out of my comfort zone? I keep that to myself. What did I learn about myself? I'll have to revisit that later. And who were the most meaningful people? I would say someone I was close with. I don't know if I want to mention a name yet, but someone I was very close with. And yeah, so quarterly reflection. What is working? My Notion setup, I would say, is still working. I did, however, move to X styles, which I'll get to later. I'm doing that for my mid-year reset. What is not working? I need to utilize my finance tracker more. Not using it is not helping. How to improve for the next quarter. Just continuing forward with my goals. And yeah, that's pretty much my mid-year reset. And I'll show you my my X tiles layout in a minute. Okay, so it is pretty late, so I am going to share what I can and then get ready for bed. So this is the X Styles planner that I'm using. I did find this template somewhere, I forget. And I chose a template for each day, week, month, quarter, and year. And this overall general template came with these tabs. I added the simple tasks and the fitness log. This is what I'm using right now. For breaks and well-being, I'm going to put my main 3 that I've been doing: exercise, read book, and self-care. And then I check these off as I do them in the morning and the night. I need to change that. I put wake up time, maybe, I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to that, or mood, energy. I might tomorrow or whenever, but I just kind of fill it out however I feel, or don't fill it out. But I put breaks and well-being here. And then for tasks, I put them here, and then they pop up in the calendar. I would show the calendar view, but it's got some personal stuff listed that you can see, and I don't really want to blur it all out, to be honest. So this is where I time manage all of my tasks in the work blocks, time boxing. I did not name this. And also I did rearrange this a little bit, and I need to add notes. I've been doing that as well. Let's see. Okay, notes. And that way I put something there that I may not want to add into tasks just yet. I know I need to complete preliminary paperwork for career goal. I'm actually going to add journal, because I do really need to journal. And I actually did a little mini vlog with me journaling. So, and I also included prompts in that too. So if you're looking for prompt ideas for journaling, I will leave that video in the description box. Sorry if my voice sounds tired. It's because I am tired. And then I'll just take these tasks, and then I will put it in the appropriate block. Sometimes I try to get to it in that time. Sometimes I don't, and that's perfectly fine. If I'm really unsure, then I might put it in several blocks. So I'll do this. And that way I don't have to get to it specifically between the time of my voice. Oh my goodness. Specifically between the time of 1 and 2. I can basically get it done between 1 and 4. So that's kind of how I do that. I'm not real sure when I'm going to be doing this actually. So yeah, I'm going to have to probably do the next 2 days out, because I have some things that I don't want to do tomorrow, but I need to do Saturday. So I'm going to do that and prep for the next couple of days. And also I need to call, so sorry, my voice, oh my goodness. I need to call the university where I want to get my master's degree, and I need to ask some questions. So that's what I'm going to be doing, along with getting ready for bed. And then probably I'll watch something. And I was filling out paperwork for one of my goals. And it got to be a little much. My brain was turning to mush. So I stopped and read this book that I'm reading on this iPad that I have. I don't know. Can you see? Anyway, I think I was trying to show you the book I read. I read actually a couple of chapters, I think. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, this is an iPad Air, I think 16. I don't know. I'm not real familiar with Apple products. This is my first Apple product. So, yes, I'm on chapter 6, and there's, how many chapters? There's 27. So I'm reading How to Choose a Guy in 10. Oh my gosh, my voice. I'm reading How to Choose a Guy in 10 Days. It seemed like it was fun and lighthearted, which is what I needed. I like how when you tap on the screen, it shows at the top 8 pages left in the chapter. I love that. I would show you, but I don't know if it would show up on the screen. But yeah. Anyway, so that's basically what I've been doing today. I did not leave my place at all because I did a lot yesterday. I actually ran 10 minutes and it was a really nice short workout exercise session. I haven't been exercising like I've been wanting to, so I'm trying to slowly work toward getting back into exercising. So I did that yesterday, but I was pretty tired today. So yeah, I took today to get some digital work done. I still have a lot of digital work to do. I also have to declutter a binder that I have. I think I pretty much decluttered all of my notebooks. So I'm really excited about that. Actually, I could probably pop up on the screen here on what I have decluttered, and I was pretty much all the way there, but then I had to rearrange my stuff. Long story. And so the physical space I'm trying to declutter now, but it's a little chaotic. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all the updates I have for today. I will hopefully, I'm going to probably film some more tomorrow, and that way there's more content, because I feel like I was going to film more today, but I wasn't able to. So yeah, I'll try to film some yoga class stuff and put that in this vlog. So it's going to be like a daily vlog, but a daily vlog in 2 days instead of one. So yeah, trying to think if there's anything else that I need to add to this vlog between the paperwork and how late it is right now. I am pretty exhausted. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow, I guess. So I wasn't able to get a talking clip this day, but I was basically working on the yoga class and editing the film. I think I was editing either this one or the other one I posted on the other channel already. I did actually get a little sidetracked though, and I worked on my Instagram, so I also did that as well. I wanted to take some pictures off of Instagram and kind of redo it and remodel, redesign it. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, this lighting is driving me a little crazy because I have more shadow on one side and more sun on the other. Anyway, that's the best I can do. So it is now the weekend. I think I started this daily vlog on Thursday, and I did get some stuff done. I did not anticipate how a couple of the days went. I think I just did not feel like filming one day, and I tried to film another day, and I got one clip, but that's pretty much all I got. So it's now the end of the weekend, and I had a pretty relaxing day, I would say. I did go for a walk, so that was good, and I put that in my fitness log. And I'll actually pop up on the screen some tasks that I had for the day. Yoga was one. I really needed to tackle my yoga class, and I have completed a little bit on that. I'm inching toward the finish line, but I'm still in the beginning. I think it says I'm 7% complete on it. So I'm going to have a little bit longer to go, obviously. And then I also need to finish editing the video that I filmed the other day. I was trying to film it, edit, and then post yesterday, but I did not end up finishing the editing because I just got so tired. I did not want to push myself. So yeah, I did not finish that. I need to, and that way I can post it. And then I'm trying to film this video, and I would like to film another one if I can. We'll see. And then I want to do all of the breaks in well-being for, I did walk, so actually I'll check that off. And then I need to read a book. I'm going to read the one on my iPad, the How to Choose a Guy in 10 Days, I think it's called. I think I'm on, I don't remember what chapter I'm on, maybe 7. And then I do need to journal. I really, really need to journal. So I'm trying to take a more self-care day because I have a tendency to want to hustle. And I feel like I just give myself no time to do anything that I probably need to do, whether it be exercise or read a book or journal. I'm always trying to do something. So yeah, trying to also organize my physical stuff. So that's kind of an ongoing process right now. And I think that's pretty much all I gave myself to do today. I wanted to keep it as light as possible because I really wanted to focus on the yoga class and the editing of the video, and then I guess filming this one. So yeah, I'm trying to keep it light, and because Monday and Tuesday are going to be pretty crazy. So, probably maybe this week, but definitely Monday and Tuesday. So I just wanted to have sort of a relaxing day before life got busy again. So that's kind of what I've been doing. For the yoga class, let me share. Let me see if I can. For yoga, I'm covering the styles of yoga right now. So let me share my screen so you can see. Okay, so this is my little setup for my yoga class. I'm covering the different styles of yoga, and this is how I have it set up. And then I did it this way so that way I could study and make it into flashcards, essentially. So if you click on one of we'll just do Sanskrit. So I have no Sanskrit definition because it is a modern style of yoga. So that's my flashcard, essentially. That's how I'm setting up all the information. So that way when I do need to go review it, I have it here in notes, but it's in a sort of flashcard format. And that way it helps me to study better. So that's what I've done with all of the styles so far that I've covered. I think I'm on the 4th one right now. So yeah, I'm just about halfway through on that. So I'm excited. I can't wait to finish. So I was able to personal journal that day, and I started off personal journaling. And if you don't know the difference, I think I mentioned it in a previous video that I will link in the description box. But basically, I personal journal. So this is kind of all over the place. I can personal journal in multiple different ways, but essentially I can write down some thoughts I have from the day. I can write down some events that happened in the day, or I can take more of an academic approach so that way I can practice some self-improvement. which I think I may have shown you in the other video. So again, click the link in the description box so you can see it. And then in this clip, I was positive journaling, and that is where I ask myself 3 questions per pillar of life. So I created school, personal, and career pillars. If you have more, feel free to add. If you want to add a health pillar, you can. I normally include this under personal pillar usually, but if you want to make it a separate category, then feel free to do so. But I, again, covered that in my other video, so again, I'll leave it linked below and you can view that. But that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just repeating the process. So I just finished my journaling session. I really needed that. And I'm probably going to do one more journal session, but a little bit later. And yeah, I need to give my hands a break. My hands are actually hurting. So I am going to probably get a snack, maybe make some cereal, and then watch something online, one episode, and then I am going to either go back to yoga or I'm going to edit the video that I need to edit. And I'm going to basically just switch back and forth between those two things, and then maybe do one other small thing that I need to get done today, and then just read and relax for the rest of the day and prepare for tomorrow. So that is basically what I'll be doing from here on, I think. And filming, of course. I will be filming more videos. That's pretty much what I'm doing. And oh yeah, I wanted to check on my goals. So I would like to try and fit in something with Spanish because I'm trying to maintain that level. And if I don't use it, then I'll lose it, as psychologists say, right? And then I'm not too worried about the learning a second language. Korean is the second language I'm learning. So I will get back to that when I have some time, but not right now. And then I did the preliminary stuff for my school, so it looks like I may not be able to get in until spring, which is kind of a bummer, but I probably need that break anyway because I will push myself and I will try to get everything done as quickly as possible and put too much on my plate. So it's probably a good thing that I cannot get that done until spring. So hopefully all goes well with that. And then I'm still working on the education job and the yoga class, and I'm still reading the 6 books. So we're on track. We're making progress. I'm going to look to see where I am on my book here. I think I'm about 26% done with one of the books that I'm reading. It's a sort of self-improvement type book, and then I'm reading Wildfire by, I think, Hannah Grace. I did not realize it was the second novel in a series, so I'm going to have to read the first book. So I'm reading that out of order, which is very unusual for me. I just did not know that it was the second in a series. So, and then for the How to Choose a Guy in 10 Days, got to look on. So I am currently on chapter 7, and I am 18% in, so, and I'm 31% in the Wildfire novel. So, yes, I keep starting books, which is very unusual for me, but I guess Wildfire, I don't know, I was going through a difficult time, and I don't know if it was solely that or if it's just not the best book. I guess I'll know when I go back into it. And then when I start the first book, which I should be reading, but I'm reading the second one first, solely by accident. But yeah, and I'm 26% in the self improvement. I just checked. Okay. So hopefully I will finish at least 2 of those books. Hopefully 3. That would be great. Oh, yes. And also on my novel, I am still trying to finish the novel. That's not going to happen for at least a year, maybe 2. I don't know. It depends on how crazy life wants to get. But I am still working on it. I sort of redesigned a few of the things. So this is the new setup that I have, sort of for the most part. I have on this page characters, so pretend these are characters. And then I have the character name here for each card. And then I have the character name as a tag, I think. Yeah. And then I have the setting as a multi-select. And then I have additional notes. So I have for here, for the captain retired, this is an example. I might put something like occupation or some other random note that I think would be something I need to know at a glance. And if not, then I'll put the note in the additional notes and then put it in the main part that I'll get to in a second if I decide to do that. So the general setup is basically this, and then the numbers represent the chapter debut, so the first time you meet the character. And then I have tags, so you can add a new card, and then you can add, like, trait 1, funny, something like that. And then you could also put in style. I haven't quite got to this yet, but this is kind of what I'm planning on doing. And then you just click this image here and you kind of click on a photo or find photos of your character about how you think they would be dressed. And so I'm trying to get like a style sense of the characters too. So yeah, that's also what I'm planning on doing. So that way I have all of these little particulars in one spot, and it's under the person's name, all the traits, the style, whatever I need to know about the character. And then I could put unsorted, I could put like a brain dump or something like that. And then lastly, I don't actually have this in a table, but this is the only way I could show you because you have to pay to have more of these tabs in X-Tiles, and I'm not doing that just to show you. So, where is it? Okay, chapter summary. So it looks a little bit different than this, but I have it in a bubble, one of those bubbles. But this is basically how I have it laid out, and I have Act 1, and then I've got, I actually have a banner. We'll color it, I don't know, red. And I have chapter 1 overview, summary, whatever you want to call it. And I have that up here. And I have 3 or 4, however many across. And I have, for each bubble, each chapter, I have the main point of the chapter and the overview of the chapter. So that way, if I'm a little confused as to what character needs to be where or what's going on and I need a quick review, I can simply go back to this chapter summaries page or tab or however you set that up. For me, it's a tab. It's right here in chapter summaries. But yeah, I go back there if I need to refresh myself on something and get a sort of general layout of the chapter, and that's the quicker way of doing it. I was trying to basically recreate the the cork board on Scrivener, because I don't want to actually pay for Scrivener. So this was the best way that I could do it. So I feel like everything is pretty organized in this setup. I still have my key points in Notion, and I'm still using Notion for that. I was going to use Xstyles for it, but I don't really want to copy everything to Xstyles. And I think if I enlarge a page on Notion, then I can get a better sense of the chapter. And at some point, it's going to come down to me just writing the chapter and getting a feel for it. So that is how I'm doing my novel setup, outline, preliminary work. So hopefully you found that helpful. I would create a separate video for it, but there's really no need because that's pretty much all I have to share right now. I did jot down some notes in my phone, so I have been working on it as I can, but it's not a main goal that I have set because I have so much other going on, and I'm trying to focus on the two main career goals that I really want to achieve, because I could work on the novel, but I just need to get something. I just kind of wanted to go in a slightly different direction for more stability, I guess, first, and then work on the novel. And then if I work on the novel and I sell a bunch of copies, great, but I wanted to do something that I felt would be a little bit more stable first and while working on the novel. So I haven't really set the novel as a priority. I just get to it when I can, and then I also write poems when I can. I am still needing the what was I on, the third or fourth revision of the rough draft that I made for my second poem book. So yeah, I'm still working on little things like that, but I have just put it on the back burner and try to focus on as few things as possible. And if I get to it and I feel like doing it, if I have an idea, something strikes me, great, I'll get to it. But if not, then I'm focused on the other stuff. So that is basically my life in a nutshell right now. The more that I work toward my goals, the more goals I finish. And I guess just life in general. As it goes along, I will vlog it or film it, maybe if I can. um, but yep, that's pretty much all I have to share right now. I hope you learned something. I hope you got an idea from this video. I hope it was worth your while, really, in some way. But that's pretty much all I have for you, and I'm gonna go back to, well, actually, I'm gonna get something to eat, and then I'm gonna get back to yoga and editing my video. So I will see you in the next video, in another video, both.